Hello everyone, let's go over these true and false statements about enzyme inhibitors. Here's the first statement. Competitive inhibitors bind to the enzyme's active site. This one's easy. When you think competitive, think that they're competing for the active site. This one is true. Number two, allosteric inhibitors permanently disable the enzyme. Is this true or false? Well, both allosteric and competitive inhibition are going to disable the enzyme, but not forever. It's going to be sometimes for a short time. There are some enzymes that will completely disable an enzyme, but no, this one's false. Not every allosteric inhibitor is going to completely disable an enzyme. Increasing substrate concentration can overcome the effects of competitive inhibition. So as we increase substrate concentrations, can that have an effect on the enzyme to outcompete basically these competitive inhibitors? Yeah, as we add in more substrate, they're going to react with that enzyme more and actually outcompete the competitive inhibitors. Number four, non-competitive inhibitors change the enzyme's active site shape. So again, non-competitive is another name for allosteric. This is when the inhibitor binds to a site away from the active site, and it's actually going to change the active site's shape, which makes it not bind with the substrate. So this is true. Number five, allosteric sites are only used by inhibitors. So when we have these sites away from the active site, are they only used by inhibitors? Well, no, they're actually also going to be used by activators. We have inhibitors and we have activators for enzymes. Number six, feedback inhibition typically targets the last enzyme in a pathway. Is this true or false? The key word here is last. Do they affect the last enzyme in a pathway? No, they affect usually one of the first ones to be more efficient. If they would affect the last enzyme, there would be a lot of intermediate molecules that would be produced that wouldn't be used, and that's not really efficient for the cell. Number seven, allosteric inhibitors work by changing the enzyme's conformation. We talked about this. Remember, these allosteric inhibitors bind to a location away from the active site, and it changes the shape of that active site. So this one is true since it's changing the enzyme's conformation or shape. Number eight, allosteric inhibition is always harmful to the cell. You should know this one. This isn't always going to be bad. Sometimes it can be bad. However, a lot of times it's actually needed for the cell to become efficient at using its resources. So this one is false. Last two here. Many toxins act as an enzyme inhibitors. Is this true or false? This one's true. Many toxins and things that are not good for our bodies, not good for our cells, act as enzyme inhibitors. For example, like cyanide inhibits an enzyme, and whenever it does that, it basically disrupts a pathway that can be very deadly for humans. Last one, all enzymes have allosteric sites. The key word here is all. Do all of them have allosteric sites? No, not all of them do, so this one is false.